Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? A bunch of people still seem to be chasing the elusive frog deck to be competitive on the ladder. Honestly, I don't think it exists. I think frogs are a bit underpowered. However, we built this version trying to squeeze in some other things that aren't quite frogs to see if we can actually make a go of it. So starting at the top, we have a bunch of bounce spells, but that's because frogs kind of want to be returned to your hand anyway. And we got Boomerang Basics, so we can bounce something, draw a card, which seems pretty good. We also have Bounce Off, so we could bounce the opponent's thing or our thing. We have the usual suspects of Mistbreath Elder, so you could bounce stuff. Sunshower Druid, so it gets you credit for bouncing it and replaying it. We do have Valley Might Caller, obviously, that wants us to just play more things. We have Detect Intrusion, or Spider Sense, call it whatever you want. But this is actually a really cool card because it does allow us to return something to counter an instant or sorcery potentially, and let us replay our guy. We do have Dowerport Mage, so there's another way we can draw cards when we're returning creatures to our hand. Though I think we could possibly remove one of these to play one more Detect Intrusion, but we'll see. The Amazing Spider Ham, or Tarantus. This actually lets us pump up frogs, so that's kind of cool. 3-Tree Scribe is a way to put more counters on things, and it is a 2-3 for 2, so this is actually a pretty reasonable size frog. We have a few copies of Drunith. Now, this is kind of interesting because we can use Drunith to get a copy of something else the first time, right? Then put a counter on it, but then when we have to bounce something, we could bounce Drunith and reset it. At least that's the concept I'm going with here. So we can get copies of all the things that let us get our bonuses while just resetting Drunith constantly if we need to. Probably too convoluted, but we'll see. We do have Clement, the Warrior Wort, so if we play something, we can return something else. All of our frogs get to make more mana, which fits in with our plan. And then, at the end of everything, we still have Ouroboros. So if nothing else is working, we're like, great, let's just put a bunch of counters and go to town. And of course, we still have Mockingbird, because Mockingbird to copy any of the cheap stuff in this deck is actually still pretty good. So yeah, no clue if this is going to be any good or not. We'll see. I've been messing around with this. I ended up bringing it into Arena to see what we could do with it. But before we get into all that, don't forget if you're going to buy Magic cards, please check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com. And you do that because you can save 5% on anything you buy over there when you use my code DRAGON. It's just DRAGN. All right, let's go hop in and see if these frogs can bounce over the competition. I don't know. Let's go see what we're going to be able to do with these. You know, this is a little bit of something. Nothing crazy, just serviceable. Obviously, we'd like to find some lands. But in the meantime, this is a decently aggressive hand. Here's Momo. Let's... I guess we'll play Valley Might Caller. And attack. Still leaves up Detect Intrusion in case something weird happens here, like a Lightning Helix on our Might Caller or something. Well, that's kind of the same thing. Alright. Turn the Sun Shower. And hopefully we can get an untapped land, which would be great. We did not. We failed horribly. Dang it. Well, what do we do here? I guess the same thing? I mean, it's not mana efficient, really. We'd be better off playing Terran Tusk or Dowerport Mage, but if they wanted our creatures dead that badly, maybe we'll get another shot at something cool here. Yep, you get through. And then they do nothing. I can appreciate that. Let's go with Dowerport Mage. Because now if we detect intrusion, we'll actually get to protect the thing, and that would be great. and draw a card. Just attacking for 4. Oh, actually, no. I needed to attack with the Sun Shower. Dang it. Because I need to be able to return a tapped creature. Well, alright. I guess that works. Guess I should have attacked with my Sun Shower after all. Alright. Interesting. Spectacular Tactics was the option. And they don't have dragons in hand, because they didn't make the treasure. There's an Ouroboros. That's nice. I guess we're going to go Might Caller. And I guess we just need cards at this stage. So I might just copy a Dowerport Mage. Even though, you know, playing Terran Tusk would actually be alright here. But let's go ahead and just copy a Dowerport Mage. And that'll at least give us the option to bounce the Sunshower Druid and just keep getting cards and life and stuff. If we don't find the land for the Ouroboros, obviously. What do you have, opponents? We can get away with playing 3 Tree Scribe, right? Let's attack. I mean, you gotta have something. Nope. No instance even. As the hand just lands? I mean, I guess it's possible. Or it could just be the big, like, 5/5 dragon. Well, no, but they would have spent at least the Omen half to deal something. Okay. Fortunately, that doesn't kill any of our bodies, so that's good. Kind of surprised they didn't just play that for full price. They must have something planned. Alright, we go to 6. I mean, I guess they could just play that next turn and then we're forced to block. Yeah, missing land the whole way is kind of bad here. That's not a bad play, making sure you can block. Oh, we missed terribly. The only thing we can really do now would be return this Sunshower with this particular... Yeah, then we go ahead, get our cards and tokens and all that good stuff. Counters, I should say. Alright, that actually is really good. So let's just put a counter there. Let's just put a counter there. So now we don't lose that to a random thing. And we actually have some reasonable blocks if it were to come up. And since they kept the creature back, we wouldn't have had enough to finish them, unfortunately. Alright. Okay, I think we're in good shape. We somehow, being stuck on 3 lands forever, found a way out of this one. Sure. Yeah. A really, really late Ouroboros. I will say, though, this game was really about Detect Intrusion, because our hand was not very good, and we got stuck on 3 lands, and just by having the Detect Intrusions to keep us with the Sunshower and that early Might Caller, we were able to produce enough life and damage to stay alive. I think we have to mulligan. Let's keep this, and... I'm going to get rid of Boomerang Basics. Let's just see if we can survive without. The answer is probably not, but, you know, let's find out. Alright, well, they don't have a Requiting Hex, so that's good news. Wow, Bitter Triumph on that guy. That's a very aggressive use of that. So you must have other removal you're willing to waste. So do we want to... Nah, we just go with Druneth here. Right? They'll definitely use spot removal on Druneth. Oh, they found a Requiting. So they must have just drawn that. That's okay, though. Let's go ahead and play Miss Breath Elder. Pass the turn. I mean, their hand has to be all removal. Why else are you keeping this, right? You didn't have a Requiting Hex on one. You had just 2 land and Bitter Triumph, and you kept the hand? If so, that's a very bold move. Another removal spell? It is. Wow. Okay. I mean, we ain't mad at it. I'll tell you that. I mean, if their hand's just all removal, it is. I mean, we can't do nothing about that. Unholy Annex, sure. We're going to copy, I think, yeah, we can do it with this. Copy the Ouroboros. Alright. Didn't really get to do much with frogs. Opponent just had, like, straight removal, but... Yeah, Elegy Acolyte won't cut it with us having a flying Ouroboros, as it turns out. They can block, though, if they want. Alright, cool. I feel like I'm going to have so much to say about this deck at the end of the video, but there's already changes I want to make to it, but I feel like we're getting very lucky right now. Like, this is definitely a case of, look at how a deck's winning or losing, not if it won or lost, because this shouldn't be like this, truthfully. Okay, this is an easy mulligan. Ooh, do we gamble on... Huh. We're keeping this for sure. I'm just... you know what? Can we draw a third land? I'm going to gamble. I like our hand. I want to try to do some fun stuff with it. Let's see what the opponent has. Okay, we did find a land. Now the question is, it Dowerport? No, it's going to be Druneth. Like, they have removal. They'll hit our Druneth and it's fine. We'll live. Oh, no. This is going to be one of those control piles we can't really do a lot about. That's disappointing. Alright, well, this is one we should lose unless we draw our counters. So, hope that's what we see on the next couple turns. Basically. Wow, opponent kept a no land or 2-lander. Wow, okay, well, never mind. We're going to go for the gold then. That being said, opponent could still go land split up, but we weren't going to not do that on that turn. They found a 3rd land. You got to get rid of Ouroboros here, though, right? Ooh, Weathermaker. No, because only 12's getting through, right? Unless we find a way to pump the Ouroboros here. If we can get another Sunshower Druid or something. Or we could get absolutely nothing. That's the other option. What's the play here, then? If we bounce Sunsower Druid, we get to put a counter on board, but then it gets blocked, so that doesn't help. Yeah, this is just bad shape for us, I think. Yep. I mean, we'll put the opponent to 2, but that's kind of all we can do. And then our board will get swept. Sadly. I mean, has to be, right? Really? It wasn't even that? Wow. And because they exiled and didn't die, we even get a bonus card. Sick. I really thought they were going to have, like, Day of Judgment or something there. All right. Cool. Ooh. This is interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess we keep it. It's not bad enough to get rid of. But it's also not good enough to do anything significant with. And unless the opponent's playing mono green, I don't think there's a world where we're just going to, like, Drunith for nothing. Right? That seems bad. I mean, alright. We don't know what the opponent's playing. They're probably playing black spells, because not many decks are playing Soulstone Sanctuary. Oh, but their land was tapped. Do we have a chance to do anything good here? We could just make like 2... Oh, wait, we can make 2 Mockingbirds and then 2 Tarantus. That's kind of good. Alright. Let's do it for 0. Just to play a Mockingbird, right? So we'll get a copy. Put counters on Drunith. Copy the other... Wait. Can I not copy the Mockingbird? Why is it not letting me copy it? Oh, I guess it has to be something else? Mind if I use better... Okay, well, anyway. That's a thing. Let's go Tarantus. Alright, that's a cool turn. I didn't expect that, but it's kind of sweet. Alright, cool. How crazy is that? We went from just a 1-1 Drunith that turn to a 3-3 Drunith, 2 3-3 Mockingbirds, 2 3-3 Tarantus. That's a sick turn 3. Right? And then we were set up because if they didn't do anything big, we get to play Dowerport Mage and then just return something with protection from Detect Intrusion. So that's actually about as good as we could hope for, right? I don't think we're going to get many better draws than that. Okay, let's keep this. Okay, I was wondering we're going to run into a pretty significant loss somewhere along the way. And yes, we could have played Valley Might Caller there, but I have a feeling it would have just got removed. So this at least kind of forces the opponent to do something to deal with the Sunshower Druid. Exactly. We'd much rather that be dealt with there. Now, admittedly, they might also just have another shelter. If they do, they're going to get the better of us, and that's okay. Sometimes you just say if they have it, you know? Let's play a Might Caller. Play Mockingbird, copy the Might Caller. Because, I mean, we can only even deal with the Scavenger if we find an untapped land right now. Otherwise, we're not even dealing with that very well. I think we just take it. Hope to find the card we want, and we don't. So that's very sad. This is where things get kind of dicey. We could play Scribe, pump things, have a bunch of blockers, I guess. Man. Needed a land very badly there. I'm actually debating... Yeah, let's go ahead and just pump our Might Callers. And pass. And we'll just leave up Bounce Off. I'd hate to waste it on a 3-2 token, but I mean, if we have to, we have to. Alright. They have another enchantment. Okay, it's Forsaken Miner. That's reasonable. Okay, let's bounce a 4-2. So we go to 9. We'll double block and block. Go to 5. It's probably the best we can do. Because we're stuck on 2 lands. I mean, that's really our main issue here. Alright. Oh, no! Dang it. Yeah, we're just destined to lose. Nothing you can really do here. Yeah, we give up the GGs. There's almost no combination of stuff opponent's gonna have that we can beat right now. We can go to 3, blocking just the 3-2 token. But if that... Okay, cool. Yeah, GG's. We're dead. Like, we can block, but we're just dying. We just didn't draw mana. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. It's not bad enough to get rid of. And we have 3 of the 4 land for an Ouroboros. Just can't ask for too much there. That is a crazy looking Ninja Turtle, but alright. Lightstall Inquisitor. Probably going to be that. Just the way I picture this going down is probably playing Might Caller, bouncing something that's not the Lightstall Inquisitor. Oh, a token. We'd great. Love to bounce that. I would be more than happy being in that business. Yep, no blocks. Let's get this down. Play a Might Caller. Like we were just talking about, we'll bounce the token. No attacks. Mostly because our Might Caller is worth more than their Lightstall Inquisitor. Here comes a Shelter. Yep, sounds about right. We'll take the hit. No blocks. Then we get to play... Oh, this doesn't work either way for us. Alright, so things being what they are, we'll just have to draw an untapped land. Let's go ahead and copy Might Caller. Play the Terrantus. No attacks. I should have, though, because we're not like we're going to block. This thing has double strike this turn. Oh, Feather Flight. What? Alright, well. I guess so. That wasn't what we were planning on, but sure. Can we afford to go to 2? Oh, we have food here. Yeah, alright. What do I think they're going to be able to give this first? We're attacking. Whatever. If you have it, you have it. This is just like, got to put them to the test. If they just draw their way out, congratulations. You got there. I mean, they get to gain life. And putting us to 5 does put us in a little bit of a bind. Okay. So 6. Oh, that sucks. All right, let's go ahead and crack the food. I think we're still dead, though. Yeah, we can't win, unfortunately. We went from not being able to draw land to drawing too many lands, which is amusing. I'm doing this in the sense they might forget that if their Aerialist has a counter, it would gain... oh, wait, doesn't gain flying. Oh, it does have flying. Yeah. So if they just put 1/1s on everything, we just lose. We need them to cast a spell from... okay, so they did cast a card, though. That actually is good for us. Now if we could find a flyer or a bounce spell to get rid of the Inquisitor, or at least take the flying away from the Inquisitor, we won't be dead. At least not immediately. This doesn't help us, however. Dang it. We failed. Yep, drew too many land. I mean, the opponent has to block with something here, but we're only at 5. Alright, we lose that one, unfortunately. Oh, man, I really would have liked to have had a 1-mana thing here. I'm going to mulligan. Alright. Trying to get a little aggressive. Keep this. I'm going to put back Drunith, because it doesn't really work with this hand when you open here. If we had another 1-mana creature, I might consider it, because there's a turn 3 situation where we could do some cool stuff with Drunith, but I don't think this hand is it. And all of a sudden, Arena's getting kind of sticky on the graphics. Oh, it looks like it's clearing out. Anyway. Alright, just a blue mana. Decline, we don't want to pick that up, obviously. Go attacking. And there's red mana, Surveil land, which usually means we're going to be looking at some type of control pile. Which is often not great. For sure we'll play this. I am going to cast the other one as well. While we'll have to pick up both creatures, if they don't do anything to our larger one, we could make it really big. Okay, there's a World Wagon. That's real. Would like to draw something else worthwhile, though, if we could. Oh, they stacked in the wrong order. Dang it. Ah, man. Yeah, I needed this in the other order to get what I wanted. Alright. Oh, I put the counter other thing anyway. Oh, well. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead. Replay this duder. Play a Mockingbird. Copying. And then attack. Yeah, this should have had 2 more counters on it. And opponent would be at 7, and we'd be threatening lethal a lot easier the next turn. Oh, well, there goes our Misbreath. Yep. Okay, weirdly, if we could find another bounce spell, we could make these... oh, not enough. Because I was thinking we could play the Misbreath Elder, then bounce it, which then puts counters on each of these. So that's only 6. I have a feeling this isn't really worth it. But if the board's going to get swept, it's going to get swept. Alright, there's a Shoot the Sheriff. Opponent still can gain 3 life from food. All right, lots of removal. Decline. I just got to find a way to put a counter on that guy, and I did not. Though, we attack, put the opponent at 1. We're going to play Dowerport Mage. Play Clement. Return Mistbreath. Get a card. Play it. All right. My opponent has a bunch of mana, 3 life just sitting there. I don't know how this is going to end up. Okay, Deep Cavern Bat. They know what the card is. Spyglass Siren. Really? So there's no sweepers here. I was thinking that was going to be a concern. That's apparently not even a consideration. Here's a Get Lost. Okay, well that works too. We'll just bounce off this guy. And then go attacking. Since they didn't ever crack the food. Alright. Let's keep it. This is the type of hand where you really wish you were on the play, though, to be able to go like Might Caller into something, copy with a Mockingbird, and really start kind of going crazy. But we'll make the most of it. Bounce off against the green deck could be pretty good if this is a like play a Badger Mole Cub type situation here. Hope it is not. Maybe it is. Shimmer Wild Growth. Calling blue. This only gets a creature or a vehicle. What are we worried about? Alright, I'm gonna go with Dowerport Mage. Really would love to draw land. Oh, that is not it. Alright. Let's try to play a Mockingbird. I mean, you get rid of the Might Caller, I don't have anything good to copy. Oh, okay. Well, that could have been a lot worse. I'll just play the Elder, I guess. Attack? I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, just stuck on lands. Alright, bounce the Dowerport Mage. Play the Scribe. This is just taking advantage of all the damage we could make right now. Lessons from life. Oh, they're just dead. What? Okay, sure. Oh, now the extra land shows up. Didn't need it, though. That was one where we both kind of got stuck on lands. They actually had 3 mana, I guess, at some point. Land exchange shows whenever land is tapped for... Yeah. So they actually had 3 while we had 2 for a while. It still didn't matter. All of our things only cost 1 or 2 for the most part. Minus this Ouroboros that was hanging out in hand. Sure, why not? Druid. Put a counter on itself. Let's go with Tyrantusk. Get in there for some extra damage. And let's go untap land, untap land. That's what we need here. That's a start. Let's play Sunsower. You have black mana. I'll just put it on the Sunsower Druid. I'm assuming they'll try to kill Tyrantusk at some point. Or not. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? The only downside is, do we Might Caller and Sun Sower, or are we just going to leave up? I don't know. It's a real question, though. Maybe, you know what? Maybe just do Mockingbird. And then if they just want to trade for Cecil, we'll trade. Like, we're okay with that. And if they have another, that's just bad luck for us. Obsessive Pursuit. Okay. Well, they're going to take some damage for us, which is nice. We will play this tapped on blue. Play a Sunshower Druid. And go attacking. Alright. They go to 10. Whenever another creature you control enters, you can gain life equal to... Oh, you pay life equal to its power. If you do, it gets that many counters. Okay. Well, we're going to try to not have to worry about that. Okay, that'll do. Yes, we're keeping. I'm just more trying to decide what this hand looks like on the next couple turns. Can we... Yeah, alright. I guess we just have to be aggressive as we can here. Probably Dowerport Mage, Boomerang something. Oh, this isn't bad either. If we do this first, don't bounce anything. Then we'll just... Oh, but you don't get to tap for mana. Alright, well, that's fine. Cool. Alright, Zoraline. Yeah. Sure. Oh boy. So... Pump. Play Miss Breath. Bounce Zoraline. Attack. Alright. Cool. Oh, man. Alright. We leveled up to silver after the reset, but let's talk about this, because this deck I think needs major changes. Okay, there's a lot of small issues with the deck. We have a lot of creatures, so I think we can be flexible on what creatures end up making the final cut or not. But it felt like there were a lot of times we either didn't have enough mana because we wanted to do multiple things, or we didn't have counters when we needed them. And that's a big deal because there's stuff we just can't deal with, like graveyard decks and things like that. So you kind of need to have counters to make up for some of that. But I will say, surprisingly, Mistbreath Elder was not a card I wanted most of the time, which feels a little weird to say. But I'm actually willing to cut these because you end up having to manage that a little too much, and in the current standard, they're just not where you want to be. So I'm going to go up to another Sunshower Druid. I'm probably going to max out the Mockingbirds. probably... The other thing, too, is Boomerang Basics is nice to let you draw a card, and if you're doing all the shenanigans with frogs. But the reality is you don't need to do a bunch of those shenanigans. It's just not what we're trying to do. I'd rather them just be actual bounce spells. Return target permanent. This thing. Into the Flood Maw. I think we just need these instead. These are just stronger. We can get rid of enchantments and artifacts. Things that are just more of a problem, that even at instant speed, being able to respond to stuff where you just can't. Like, that's such a big deal in this list. And then counter target creature power with a blue-green card. This thing, Repulsive Mutation. I think this could also be reasonable as well. Just to, like, you have a 3/3 or 4/4, you just counter the thing your opponent wants to do with 2 mana. I'm okay with that if we want to play a couple of these. Maybe even a third one and cut some other creature. I don't know what it would be yet. And I will say Drunith was actually still really good in this list. Just being on 1 and 2 is fine, right? We can still bounce stuff with Dowerport Mage. So that's still a thing if we want that to be an option. And we still have Clement, which can let us bounce things as well. And if we copy something with Mockingbird, obviously that's an option. So I would play something closer to this if I were to play it. Maybe cut one Ouroboros for another counter. I think there's an argument that could be made for that. Or even if you just wanted to play another Drunith to be able to like double up your Sunshower Druids or whatever. I think that's more than reasonable. 3-Tree Scribe. I mean, if we return something with Detect Intrusion, we could bounce other stuff. This has to be something your opponent controls, so I will say that is the downside to this. Though we do have, turn target permanent. I don't think we have anything. Yeah, we have stuff that returns target creature if we wanted to. But I think we still need this. So it's a little tough. Not exactly what we want in the list, but I think it will be fine for the most part. But yeah, something like maybe even we cut one Ouroboros and play one more Clement, because then we can have access to more mana for stuff like Repulsive Mutation or to use Dowerport Mage, something like that. And then we should be closer. But let me say this. While we were still able to level up, I wouldn't play this outside of gold, realistically, maybe in silver. I just don't think it's individually. And if you notice, even this deck, right, as we're making changes, some of the cards that are better are not even frog-related cards, right? We're talking about just bounce a thing your opponent controls, counter a spell, something from Spider-Man, you know, playing Ouroboros, playing Drunith, right? We're really only playing, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 frogs, and we're not even that attached to 3-Tree Scribe, right? It's just kind of extra value sometimes. So, I don't know. This is a little bit tough. Maybe you occasionally do want the other guy that's going to bounce stuff. Like, I don't know. But this feels closer to something a little more consistent that we could get away with. But I'm going to leave it up to you. If you want to play frogs, here it is. It's at least an option. But for my money, I would do something completely different with Simic if I were to play it. Matter of fact, there's even a world where you could play the big 4/6 draw card with Warp. What is that guy? Riddler. Yeah. This is probably realistic if you wanted to play a couple of these. Maybe over one Clement and one Ouroboros, something like that. I mean, it gives you more to fall back on other than just relying on the frogs to try to get you where you want to go. So maybe that's a thing. It's a tough one, but like I said, I'll make some adjustments here, and we'll post kind of a different looking list online if y'all want to play it. But it'll be over on Moxfield like always by the time the video goes live. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.